Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky. I am a living Christ. That comment shocks you. You see, you believe, you have been led to believe, you have been conditioned, indoctrinated for years, for all of your life, as far as you can recall, to believe that Christ was a God in human form some 2,000 years ago. You see, you are victims of storytellers who have ruled the world. They condition your intellectual mind to stories, fairy tales when you're children, and history when you begin to grow older and your mind is more malleable. They create illusions within your mind, beliefs. Call that religion. They bind you to the memories of those stories, and they are pretty artful at it. Hollywood is an example of that kind of satanic conditioning. Now, every one of you, living men and women who listen to this video, are of the opinion that the world that you live in is separate from you. Understand? What you don't know is that you create it. You create it in your imagination, in your fantasy. It becomes very real to you, and you identify yourself as a participant into a movie-like experience that you're looking at. What you're in fact doing is projecting that very movie outwardly and reacting to your own projections. So you call that life, and you experience it in a dualistic fashion. When I say dualistic, I'm speaking about the illusion of duality. You and the not you. For just about every one of you listening to me now, you live that kind of life. You have no choice. You see, you live in your conscious intellect, your dualistic intellect, your satanically ruled, indoctrinated intellect. Indoctrinated because your intellect is like a computer, which is programmable. And those who control the information fed into that computer control you. These are your so-called leaders. They're just other men, just like you, and women. But they are of the dualistic intellectual bent. They're liars. You see, that which is dualistic, not whole, is split, is divided. And that leads to confusion. See, what you have forgotten is that you have two minds. You have the dualistic mind, the intellect, the satanic intellect that I speak of, and you have the non-dualistic subconscious mind. That is the mind of God. That's the Creator, the non-dualistic truth that resides within each and every one of you. When you are in that realm of consciousness, there is no conflict, no debate, no confusion. There is just truth, what is. Non-dualistic energy, whole, complete, holy. That's who you truly are. You're a combination of both your subconscious mind, but you must use your conscious intellect in order to communicate on this realm of consciousness, this third dimensional consciousness. There are many dimensions, and you, as a living man or woman, are multidimensional. You are creations of that spirit of truth, which is holistic, which has the form of infiniteness. What is that form of infiniteness? It's nothingness. And from that nothingness arises everything, something. You see, that something is the dualistic idea based in words, based in concepts that are dualistic in nature, therefore they are split. They are fantasies. And until that fantasy is understood holistically by the subconscious mind and then acted upon, life is confusion. Life is a conflict, an eternal conflict. I should say it's a temporal conflict, not eternal, for only eternity exists in the subconscious mind. So, the purpose of all of us on this plane of existence, who were born onto this earth, for we are multidimensional creatures beyond this earth, beyond this body, beyond this mind. They are merely vessels that enable us to live on this plane of vibration. We must use the mind, for the mind controls the body, the temporal aspects of the body, life, death. It's all time-bound. It's all linear in its communication. That is, it follows a string of consciousness that is from beginning to end on one level of plane, not multidimensional, for you must transcend that consciousness in order to become a transdimensional entity, who you truly are. And that exists in the subconscious mind. That's crazy as far as the conscious mind is concerned. You're unbalanced. And you are. But you're only unbalanced in the scheme of the intellectual, time-bound, linear mind. That's not the real you. That's the counterfeit you. That's the controllable you. The citizen, the person, the living dead entity that has been committed or has committed himself to satanic conditioning, to belief. All belief is separate, divisive, and conflicting. All. Well, you're comfortable as long as you are in communication with another who believes as you do. That's called culturization. You're in a cult. You're in the company of blind believers who believe as you do. But there exists beyond that realm, that limited realm, a world a universe of multidimensional consciousness, many beliefs. Understand? When you are restricted to a conditioned, separate, and limited belief, you are a prisoner of what is known as the Tower of Babel. Your language is understood only by those who share the definitions of that language. Nationalities, understand? If you can communicate in their language, you can be understood. But that understanding is limited. It does not include people of different languages, of different cultures. And that is what the world, this world of division, presents us. Confusion, confoundment, debate, argument, wars, killing, competition, frustration, death and destruction, power. Those are the realm of a divided intellectual world. And you're all part and parcel of that world by your own consent, because you're ignorant. When I say you're ignorant, all I'm saying is that you're limited. You're limited to the understanding and the beliefs of a limited culture. And that creates the hell that is your life. You see, your purpose here on this dimension of consciousness on earth, for you are all universal creatures. You belong to a universe of infiniteness. You are gods. You are the creator of your own quality of life. As I speak to you, you see a man just like you, and your consciousness is transferred onto him, and you believe that he is as you are, limited. Therefore, if his words don't conform to your definitions, he's either a liar or he is the enemy of your security-minded culture, and he threatens you. And that makes you angry and frustrated and confused. He may be telling you the truth, or he may be lying. And only you can make that determination for yourself. But if you're confused, what kind of determination will you make? What can you possibly make? You understand? You must become balanced within yourself. Balanced between your subconscious mind, the mind of the creator of your quality of life. You must understand who you are. And only then can you be clear. Can you act in clarity? And can you create that which is truth? If you can't, what you are projecting are the lies that you believe in. How do you know which you are? You don't. That's your confusion. That's what you're here on this plane of consciousness for, to understand who you are and your purpose for being. These are the questions that you must answer for yourself. And only you can answer them. That is the confusion of civilized life. But you're at a disadvantage from the very beginning. For civilized life is a conditioned life, an indoctrinated life, a life of belief, a life of fantasy, a life of legends. Jesus of Nazareth is a legend, a myth, created by people who were not Jesus, who were not even alive at the time that Jesus was purported to live. And some even believe that Jesus did not exist. And to them, it's true. That's their belief. That's their limited belief. They're unable to transcend their own limitation of intellect, and therefore they live in a world of belief. Are you that kind of man or woman? You can answer that question yourself. You're looking at a man, you're looking, first of all, at an image on a screen. That's all you know. But is that image real? Is that a real man? Is he telling you the truth? Or is he lying to you, like politicians lie? You see, they are hypocrites. They are people who are proficient at dualistic deception. And they rule you, the average man, because you are trained by their schools to doubt yourself, to worship authority, to give your life force in the way of money, in the way of taxation, in the way of tithing to people who hold the image of authority over you. You're living in hell. It's your own self-made hell because you doubt yourself. I'm telling you the truth, and you're having a hard time believing. Well, you can't believe the truth. It must sear your consciousness to the point where it destroys all fragmented beliefs and touches you at the heart of your being, your holistic being. When that happens, you and he, or you and she, are one. That's what love is. You see, in your realm of split consciousness, you require institutions like marriage. Now, what are they? They're fictional arrangements, agreements that play act as two become as one. And you call that oneness love. You understand? That's counterfeit love because it's based on ideas. And ideas can be manipulated, and they are. And that's why with man's kind of love, you have divorce. You have the coming of the point of separation, where you came together with the intention of becoming as one. Argument and debate enter into the confused relationship, and you understand that that can never be. And when that realization comes to those two pretending to be one, there comes divorce. And there's an institution for that to handle that kind of situation. It's called the legal system, which is completely satanic. Government is satanic. Religion is satanic. Banks are satanic. Corporations are satanic. They're all based in dualistic definitions of ideas, counterfeit ideas. And you believe those to be true, to be as one. They're not. So, when this living man, this simple man of truth, comes to speak to you, you doubt him. You label him. You define him. You judge him to be separate from you because you cannot see the world as it is. You only see it through the ideas that you have been conditioned into you. of what it is. And that doesn't resonate with oneness. And therefore, you dispute a man, a living truth, the Christ, because it doesn't conform with your idea of the legend that you have been conditioned, indoctrinated to believe in. Now, that's merely one form of satanic mind control. Another form, of course, comes politically, through force, through fear. The fear of the coronavirus, for example, which has devastated your world, prevented you from earning a living. Earning a living. Must you earn a living? You're living. Must you pay for it? And how do you pay for it? You pay for it with your energy. Clever men, satanically indoctrinated men, intellectual men, professors, political leaders, military generals. These people are merely those who hold a certain position within a fragmentary world of illusion. And you believe that to be your life. And you accept the terms of that imposed contract upon you, and you become less than human. You become a person by birth certification. You do that to yourself. No one does it for you. Government must have your consent. You understand? They have no power over you if you maintain your sovereignty, your wholeness, your holiness, your oneness, your completeness. You needn't defend that. It is what is. It is the truth. You understand? And illusions, which are all lies, cannot compete with the truth, for they lack the wholeness of that truth, because they are divided, they are believed in. That is the wholeness that you are here on this earth, on this plane of consciousness, to understand, to return to who you truly are. It's all an experiment, a spiritual experiment. And you are the object of that experiment. Now, how are you going to come through this before you die? If you die, you see, you are merely continuing in the infinite, timeless arena of what is. You've left the conscious, dualistic, time-bound dimension of, and you die. You see, time is nothing more than birth, the beginning, and death, the end. That's a time-bound existence. But you know there is something in you that understands that you continue after that time-bound illusion is ended. And you understand that it was just a particular experience that you had to go through in order to learn certain things about yourself. You had to learn that you are your own creator of the quality of your life. You are the God that you pretend that is dualistic, beyond you, the not you. And you worship the not you. You make him into a savior, one who will rescue you from your own confusion. What you're doing is you're lying to yourself, because you live in a world of lies. You are governed by a world of lies. Lies that take you to war. Lies that take you to steal from other nations, other cultures, other people who believe differently than you. That's your world. That's the world of hell. And I, this living Christ, have spoken to you in truth.